let's talk about a really fascinating trait, something you might even have yourself. It's this kind of sixth sense for reading people and situations, like instantly. It's an ability that feels, well, almost supernatural, right? But the crazy thing is, its origins are rooted deep in our own psychology. So let me just start with a question for you. Have you ever felt like you just knew something? Like you had this intuition that was way beyond a simple gut feeling? I mean, really think about it. You walk through a door and bam, before anyone said a single word, you can just feel it. The tension, the joy, the sadness, it's just hanging in the air. It's this powerful, immediate download of information that tells you exactly what's going on. Or maybe this one sounds more familiar. You're in a conversation with someone and you can just sense the real thoughts behind their eyes, the true meaning behind the words they're so carefully choosing. If any of this is ringing a bell, you are definitely not alone. And there's actually a name for it. Yeah, this is way more than just good intuition. Psychologists, especially those who study our survival instincts, call this the hyper-aware instinct. And honestly, it's a fascinating look into just how incredibly adaptive our brains can be. So what is it really? Well, at its core, hyper-awareness is like having your perception turned up to 11. You know all those tiny, almost invisible signals that most people's brains just automatically filter out? Yeah, you don't miss them. It's like you're seeing the entire puzzle while everyone else is just staring at a couple of pieces. And listen, this next part is absolutely crucial. It is so easy to confuse this constant scanning of your environment with anxiety. But they are fundamentally different things. Think of it like this. Anxiety is often this big, unfocused cloud of fear. Hyper-awareness, though, that's a laser beam. It's focused observation, a tool that's been sharpened for survival. So the big question is, where does a skill like this even come from? Well, here's the thing. You aren't born with it. It's forged. Usually, it's forged in the fire of some pretty difficult experiences. The process usually looks something like this. A person goes through some kind of challenging or unstable environment. In response, their brain has to adapt, so it cranks up the survival instincts to stay safe. And then, out of that adaptation, this new skill emerges. Hyper-awareness just becomes the brain's new default setting. I mean, the brain literally rewires itself. It learns a new rule for the game of life. Survival means you have to notice everything. A tiny shift in someone's tone, a flicker of an expression, the way someone's posture changes. It turns into this incredible data collector, constantly analyzing the world for threats. And yes, for opportunities too. Okay, but here's where it gets really interesting. It's how this skill actually works under pressure. You'd think someone who's so aware would get totally overwhelmed, right? But a lot of the time, the exact opposite is true. And it's all thanks to a process called stress inoculation. Stress inoculation. It's basically like a vaccine for panic. Let's go deeper, though. Think about an elite athlete. They don't just hope they'll perform well under pressure. They train for it. By simulating those high-stakes moments again and again, their nervous system adapts. It's the same thing here. Because the brain has been exposed to high-stress situations before, it learns not to slam the big red panic button. It builds up a kind of psychological immunity, which allows it to stay sharp and focused when the stakes are high. The difference is just night and day. In a crisis, while most people's brains get completely overwhelmed and just react, the hyper-aware brain becomes incredibly calm and analytical. It's like all the noise just dies down and all that's left is this perfect clarity, allowing them to observe and think while everyone else is, well, panicking. And get this isn't just a temporary state. This skill becomes a permanent upgrade to your entire cognitive toolkit. So what does this superpower look like in the real world? It's noticing that flash of contempt on someone's face that's gone in less than a second. It's hearing the slight hesitation in their voice that tells you way more than their words do. It's feeling the whole energy of a group shift, or just knowing when someone isn't being entirely truthful. This really reframes how we should see it. It's not some flaw that needs to be managed because it came from a hard time. No, it's a strength that needs to be understood and harnessed. A powerful tool that was developed because of those hardships. Once this lens of hyper-awareness is developed, you can't really turn it off. It fundamentally changes your perception. It becomes an integral part of how you navigate every single social interaction, every environment for the rest of your life. So in the end, what began as a simple mechanism for survival evolves into a unique kind of superpower. And it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other strengths have we all forged from our own challenges? What's the superpower that your life experiences have given you?